And Ghost Cult Magazine welcomes in Gabe from Enterprise Earth. Gabe, how are you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I am great. You're getting some sunshine. Uh, I know you're out walking your dog and having some time to yourself, which is nice.
Yeah, just out here on a little road trip for the next week or so. So I made a stop to talk to you and yeah, take a break with the dog and stuff as well.
Nice. It's been such a rough year. I'm glad somebody is taking some time for themselves. It's important.
Yeah, man, it's been crazy times all over the place. It's definitely been a roller coaster for lots of people, especially bands and stuff too, and the whole entertainment industry where we're not sure what the hell's going to happen. So
Was your band hit particularly hard at all, or I assume or I hope that all your family members are okay and you guys are all right?
yeah, all of us are fine health wise. I mean, like financially, we were dealt a big blow because we were on tour when everything went down, just like any other band, that was on tour, and it's all relative to the scale of your band in terms of how hard you got hit. But yeah, we were in Europe, thankfully at the end of a European tour in Berlin, like 2 a.m. on the bus, and then we get the notification that the travel ban is into effect. So fly home the next day. U.S. tour with Thy Art Is Murder gets canceled too. We lost I don't know how many tens of thousands of dollars in revenue and had a whole merch order waiting for us. But is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Just one foot in front of the other. So.
And your fan base is pretty solid, so I hope that they've been helping out if they can. Everybody is feeling the pinch money wise, but I have heard some really great stories from certain bands. Will Putney told me that the the Fit for an Autopsy guys were like basically bailed out by their fan base buying merch
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
their canceled tour. They had one day of a tour and then canceled. You guys were at the end of one and waiting for another. We were looking forward to that Die Art tour so much. I love
Yeah.
that band so much. They're so great live, and
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get them all back next year, almost maybe to an abundance, if
Yeah.
they're wise up and mask up when they're
Yeah.
around people. But
Yeah.
I'm not. It's not lost on me that this is just a ridiculous year of. It's like I never thought. We all had different plans for ourselves, but this is what next. Murder
Yeah.
unicorns, like giant monsters, aliens. Something's gonna something
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything is fair game at this point. So.
Right, right. But on the good news tip,
Yeah.
beside the fact that
Mm-hmm.
you're taking some time out with nature and your pooch, is you guys have a brand new EP that is awesome. It is killer. Foundations of Bones. I love the new song. You got some awesome covers on there. You got a little
Thank
reimagining,
you.
acoustic reimagining that I think is really interesting for this
Mm-hmm.
band. So let's talk.
Yeah.
Like, were
Thank
you
you.
guys planning this the whole way? Is this something that came about from the lockdown?
Yeah. No, it was a very spur of the moment thing. We had like we have a bunch of demos for a new album like ready. Like the new album's like pretty much 85% done. But so we've been sitting on this for a while over these songs for about a year, and then we came home after all the catastrophe and stuff like that, and we're like, hey, fuck it, let's just go for it. Let's put out a new song. Let's do some covers that we've always wanted to do, and just do it.
Right on. And I'm just excited to hear that you have new music on the way. You guys are really prolific. You seem to work all the time on music. You have a record almost every 2 years, like clockwork, and they're
Hmm.
all they're all fresh. So nice work on that.
Cool.
Are you guys
Thank
always
you.
like writing and jamming or creating?
Yeah. Like I'm always writing. I'm always doing stuff. Like I live in my little tiny home studio thing, so I'm always kind of like in that environment. To do stuff. And yeah, I mean, and especially now that we're self-producing as well, I think we can be even more efficient with creating and releasing music, and hopefully, put songs out, you know, every couple months, put an EP out in between every album or something like that. Who knows? Whatever feels right. So.
Nice. It is really interesting that we seem to be moving, as much as I love albums, I feel like we are moving to kind of environment where anything will fly. Singles,
Hmm.
EPs, cover things, just because now I don't know if once we get back to shows and touring, if people are going to they'll be too busy to do spur of the moment things. But on the other hand, maybe now we've whetted the appetite of fans to, maybe expect in between releases a little more frequently like we used to get.
Yeah, I know. I think that'd be great. I mean, it's kind of like you don't really see it a whole lot in metal, but you know, in pop and hip hop, even like in the old days, decades ago with rock and roll, you would see bands put out a couple singles a year or something like that, and there was, I mean, bands were cranking out a couple albums a year. You know, if you look at the Beatles or like Elton John or like any of those, you know, classic artists. Like I remember reading a story, Elton John, you know, writing and recording an album in like 2 to 3 weeks or something like that. Like right after a tour, then you go out and tour and then you do it again. And it's like, man, like I'd love to do that, but I don't think it works with our genre of music with everything being so precise and technical and whatnot. But who knows?
Very fair, very fair. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Elton John's ridiculous. Queen did that too, where
Yeah.
they put out like a
Yep.
record
Mm-hmm.
every 8 months. Kiss had
Yeah.
like a 3 year period where they put out 5 records, including a
Yep.
live album.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, it'd be amazing to see if it. And I think also like with streaming, right? Fans are maybe like I said, a little more groomed, or Bandcamp between streaming and Bandcamp, maybe people are a little more apt to support.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, look at this new cool thing. Because in the meantime, like while we have a captive audience right now, we need
Mm-hmm.
the entertainment. So I'm grateful for this new music. I really am. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
Just to keep from burning myself out on the stuff that I already love. I want new stuff to
Sure.
love. And
Sure.
and I
Yeah.
think just culturally, we need something, right? We need something to
Mm-hmm.
hold on to with some expectations and stuff. So, yeah, it's just wild. But yeah, I hope this EP is doing well for you guys. Love the new song. Let's talk about that first. Just
Sure.
brutal, brutal, brutal. And I thought the record is just only a year old,
Mm-hmm.
Luciferous. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
really an extension of that. It's very heavy, very technical. All the things the band does well. And again, vocally, ooh, man.
Yeah. Dan killed it. He killed it on that one. So
It's going right on the workout mix,
yeah.
man. Right to the running and the weights.
Nice.
That's just like
Hell,
that's what you
hell yeah.
need.
Hell yeah.
What you need. Yeah, I've been indoors for months. I'm getting too puffy. I need to start moving this body. So death metal, especially technical death metal, is my jam for the gym. And
Same.
and of course can't talk about this EP without these covers. You guys just dropped a playthrough for the Lamb of God cover, which you band talked about how special that band was, and of course Necrophagist is the gold standard to me of all tech
Mm-hmm.
death
Yep.
historically. There will never be another. Wait, like everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
all those memes, the
Yeah.
Necrophagist memes are
Yep.
the best memes. Like waiting for that new Necrophagist like
Yeah.
corpse. So let's talk about the
Yeah.
choice of the new.
Corpse at the skeleton at the
That's
computer.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. That meme. Yeah.
Cobwebby skeleton
Yeah.
waiting. That's all of us, man.
Yeah.
I know. I've heard that record. There's a record done or worked on by Muhammad,
Mm-hmm.
and he is just like wherever he's at in his life, he's just not into bringing the band back right now. So
Fair enough. Yeah.
fair enough, we'll take it. But in the meantime, we have this amazing cover from you guys.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun to do. I mean, they're both fun to do because Lamb of God and Necrophagist, two massive influences on all of us, all the way around the band. And yeah, we thought it'd just be fun, you know, because like the cool thing about doing covers is they're a little easier to do because the song's already written for you, you know, so you don't have to go through the whole creation process. You can kind of just put your spin on it, you know, or whatever. But yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun to pay homage or whatever that word is to our early influences, you know.
You nailed it. Good job, homage.
Cool.
It's a
Yeah,
French word.
thanks.
I'm not good at those. I'm not good at any
Homage.
word. I'm not good at any word that's not
Je
hot
ne
dog.
comprends pas. Je ne comprends
Yeah.
pas. I do not understand. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't even have that. I got nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's a fantastic cover, and it is hard to kind of cover such a really, a band on a pedestal, right?
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I love Metallica, but we're not covering Seek and Destroy here. This is a very difficult song
Right.
to pull
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
for a band,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes a little something to be able to do it and do it well.
Sure. Yeah.
And then Lamb of God, obviously, was similar. Kind of weird that those kind of bands overlap. You don't think about it, but it's true. Lamb of God has now been around like 20 plus years, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I love that song. It's just like I love that beat and I love that riff, that main riff.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
what about you guys? Why those two songs and Lamb of God in particular is interesting?
Well, I think Lamb of God. So Ashes of the Wake is like Dan's favorite album of all time. I think, or it's one of my favorites too. So I think we were in the van just driving, having a cockpit talk, on a long drive about whatever whatever we were talking about, and that they're doing a Lamb of God cover came up, and we're like, yeah, that'd be sick. Like, what songs should we do? Like, I don't know. There's so many good ones to pick. And we're like, yeah, let's definitely do Ashes of the Wake. Like, we'll do something off that classic record. And then I think we just ended up on settling on I've Got Something to Die For. And I think that what sealed it was I was like, oh, I can take like the ending breakdown and drop it down an octave to my 8 string and make it like uber heavy or whatever. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna do that. So
Oh yeah, if people haven't heard this ending of that song is gonna make you literally shit your pants. It's so heavy.
that was the goal.
Ooh, that brown note
Yeah,
range, man. It's just like, ugh,
yeah,
so
yeah.
good. And there, I don't know. Have you heard the new Lamb of God? It's really good, actually.
Yes, it's fantastic. It's honestly my favorite log record, I think, since Wrath. I think not that the past couple haven't been bad; they've been great too. But like, I just felt this new one felt like really raw and like raw while still being relative, in modern times, and reminded me of all like the classic reasons why I love Lamb of God, but just with a modern flair. And yeah, it's fantastic record.
Indeed, I agree, and I actually thought that the record was a really nice blend of Wrath and Ashes. So it's interesting that
Yes,
you said Wrath also, because yeah, I
yeah,
feel like those grooves are
yeah.
very, very well done in that record. And shout out to those guys, great job there. And then a couple of other things. You have the instrumental version of the new song, which is
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm.
We don't get enough of that anymore in death metal, where we used to have like an era where you would get like, what's the best song on here? Let's do an instrumental, drop the instrumental and
Hmm.
let people have fun with it, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
and enjoy that. And I think sometimes vocals compete with guitar in the mix,
Hmm.
and so it's really cool to hear just the track.
Yeah, especially in like, with we tend to write with like a lot of layers and stuff like that, so whenever the vocals come in, it can kind of mask those. They're still there obviously, but you may not hear them as much, and then the vocals go away and maybe you hear some extra background noises and little Easter eggs and things that maybe you didn't hear before, but now you'll hear them when you listen to the regular version as well.
Right on. And then of course I have to single out the was the final track on the last record, and now we got it kind of recast as a just a very shockingly pretty jam. I never thought of, there's a lot of pretty guitar stuff on a lot of your records, but this is a very pretty version of a song in a
Cool.
positive
Thank
way.
you. See what we were going. Yeah, it's exactly what we were going for. So, just trying to just showcase, or just not even showcase. Like, it's just like we love that kind of music. We love all kinds of music. We're not just strictly metalheads, and we like writing all kinds of music as well. So, and we felt that this one kind of fit in, and no one's really heard Dan sing yet, and he has a very soft, angelic voice that we were hoping to surprise people with in like the best way. So.
It reminded me of like and I mean this in the best possible way. It almost reminded me of some very cool 2000s like melodic pop punk in a good way.
Awesome. Awesome.
Like
No,
a
I
very
I love it.
comforting
Yeah.
voice.
I love it. I
Like
love it. Yeah. That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
not quite metalcore, but like a very like you could hear him sing some hooks, and I
Yeah.
don't think it would be obviously wouldn't necessarily go on all your stuff, but go
Mhm.
well with it. But um, I think he definitely did a great job, and it gives the track like a little bit of a new life than it had on
Cool.
the previous record, right?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, you guys have another record basically in the can. And have you guys considered or thought about or talked about doing any live streaming or things like that? Or I know some bands are hit or miss about like whether the technology's all there yet.
Hmm. I mean, if we were fortunate enough to live in the same location as one another, I'm sure we'd do a live stream show, like no problem. Because we all miss playing with each other and for people a lot. But since we all live in different parts of the country, coordinating that's a little hard. And it's like yeah, we've talked about doing like a live stream vocal thing, live stream guitar, live stream drums, whatever. But um, I don't know. It's really cool that bands are staying active and finding new ways to engage with their audience and quote unquote perform.
So yeah, man, just in last but not least, of course, beside this trip that you're on, what else have you been doing during this quarantine madness to just keep, beside probably woodshedding a lot? What are you doing to keep yourself entertained? Books, movies, games, cooking, workout?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all the usual stuff. I mean, nature stuff. You know, like I said, mentioned earlier, like I live in like a little camper tiny home thing, so I'm always outdoors doing stuff. I've also been fortunate enough to have a job here too, in Taos, New Mexico. So just been working, uh, self-produced EP, working on new music, and same old over here. So,
All right, man. Well, keep your head up, and thanks for this great EP, and continue your adventure with your dog today, and
thank you. Yeah,
enjoy yourself,
appreciate
and
it.
be safe out there, man. And we'll see you hopefully get back on a stage as soon as possible.
Sounds good. Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Nice chatting with you, and yeah, hopefully see you soon in real life, maybe.
Right,
Yeah.
indeed. We'll get it
Yeah.
back.
All right, brother. Peace.